Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
I did it the way around for some reason. You know why?
It's all good.
Just thought I'd mix it up.
Woo.
Today we are talking about messages from beyond the veil, the CHANI Project.
Beyond the veil. What's the veil?
Oh man, who can say?
The veil of reality.
The veil of reality, the veil of our reality anyway.
The thin veneer of real. Well, let's do it then.
Let us indeed do this shit. It might not be shit, it might be absolutely true. Comes from an article in Nexus magazine. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
It's an Australian publication. It's like a conspiracy mag.
Australian?
Yeah.
Australia, it's got to be bloody true, mate.
They are massive moon landing deniers, though.
Well, you know, they're descendants of criminals.
They
can't,
not going to deny it.
they can't be blamed for their
Syphilitic criminals, probably.
Oh God, probably.
driven mad by the heat.
Yeah. Although they do
And the
own...
syphilis.
Mostly the
It's
syphilis.
a deadly concoction.
Although nowadays they do own 90% of the world's lager, so...
Do they?
Well, they love it, don't they?
90%
The amber
of
nectar.
it?
They drink 90% of it.
What?
Australians love drinking.
That could not be true. Europe's massive.
Yeah,
Everyone in
Australians
Europe
love
drinks
it.
lager.
I think he's being hyperbolic.
Oh, it's not an actual fact that you've memorised.
No.
You're passing on. You're just
No.
completely making things up.
Yes, I am. Just like the news media, that they get away with it.
Well, yeah.
If they can get away with lying to the entire population, I can get away with saying that Australians own most of the world's lager.
Which country do you think does consume the most lager? I'm going to go with like China.
Well, obviously, because the population's bigger, but per person.
Per person.
They might all be on like the sake and stuff.
I bet they've got like mad strong, mad lager. They're mad for it in Japan, but it's only tiny. They drink fuckloads there.
I guess with the Europeans, they don't drink that much comparatively because they have
Russia.
stronger beers and take all day, don't they?
Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia,
Germans are pretty well known for
Oh
their
yeah,
drinking,
definitely.
aren't they?
Germans. Yeah, it's a good one.
I'd imagine the Brits are
French
up there.
French will be up there.
Wine, man.
I don't know. I think they like their beer as well, don't they?
See, glass of wine, you know.
The Scots,
But is that
especially if it's
just a
tenant
cliche?
super.
Tenant super in
Could
Scotland.
be the Scots,
Drugs
yeah.
capital of Europe.
Yeah.
Well, more deaths, I should say, from drugs than any other country in Europe.
Trainspotting was a documentary.
Go Scotland! You got to be best at something, haven't you? Because it's shite at football.
Hey! Well,
So, with that bit of a racial bashing, should we move on to some new and returning listeners, Ben?
yes, we shall. Remember to follow us on Facebook at Cutting to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. YouTube is Apocalypse Bull. SoundCloud, Spotify, all your other podcasting needs. Cutting to the Bull in the PTA. Let's start with Freiburg in Bregenau, Lambeth in the UK, Phoenix in the US, Telford, our hometown, Amsterdam in Holland, Christchurch in New Zealand, Council Bluffs in the US, Frankfurt am Main in Germany, La Puente in the US. Doesn't sound very American, that one, does it? I'm guessing that's a border town.
Yeah, probably.
Well, they stole it a lot from the Mexicans, didn't they? It's probably.
Could be California.
Yeah.
I don't know. Chicago in the US, Falkenstein in Germany, Guadalajara, Spain. Thanks for listening. It's much appreciated. Tell a friend, tell several friends. Let's move on to the main cut and thrust of it then, boys.
Aye.
The CHANI Project. Messages from beyond the veil. What if humanity could speak directly to an intelligence from another dimension? Not through a psychic medium, but using cutting-edge technology. What secrets would it reveal? Would it warn of dangers, or would it unlock the mysteries of the universe?
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
Hopefully both.
you'd like to think so.
Well, I don't know what the entity is or what the technology is yet.
Well, that's a valid point. Now, this is the story of the CHANI Project, a highly secretive experiment reportedly conducted between 1994 and 1999. Researchers allegedly used advanced quantum technology to communicate with an entity that shared cryptic warnings, profound insights, and eerie predictions about the future.
Ooh.
Hulkamania will live forever.
He's got his sponsorship deal. Get booze, get a sponsorship deal.
There you go. So, was quantum computing a thing in 1994?
Well, you always assume they're at least 50 years ahead, don't you?
Well, so secretly they were quantum computing. And what did it come through? Was like text, or was it talking? Like, was it hello?
It was text.
I'm an entity. Oh, it was text. It could have been a hacker.
Well, I'd imagine it's a very secure computer. It's quantum. It's better. I mean, you're not hacking into that in 1999, are you? When you
Well, who knows? You know,
it's still running Windows 98 at that point.
Yeah, but somebody could have just had a dial-up AOL. You know, some good little hacker. People have done it. Who's that British autistic fella who?
Gary McKinnon.
Yeah, he broke in. You know.
Yeah, but that's not quantum computers at NASA. He's breaking into.
I'm just saying,
is it?
if it's just a text, if they didn't see an alien or an
No,
entity, it's literally just text on a screen. There is a possibility, an outside one, I admit. But there is a possibility it was a spotty 14-year-old in downtown Seattle or somewhere.
There is
pulling their pisses.
There's another possibility as well, which
It
we'll
was
get
an
to at the
alien.
end. No.
Or an entity.
Well, that's another possibility, of course. So,
Sorry, I digest. Sorry, I can't speak.
that's not good.
It's not good for a podcast, is it? I'll improve.
The CHANI Project, which stands for Channeled Holographic Access Network Interface, was conducted at a classified facility believed to be in South Africa. It's an American run, though. This is the American command in Africa doing this.
Well, I should hope so. The
Like-
South Africans are renowned, are
The
they?
technological prowess.
No, they did have nuclear weapons, though, didn't they?
They did until
And they did invent
Mandela got rid of them.
that security thing where if you went to carjack somebody, it like blew flames from underneath it. Did you see that?
It used to happen a lot in
Yeah.
South Africa. They did carjacking.
It was an actual thing you could buy. You pressed a button and it ejected flames from underneath your car.
That's pretty
It's
cool.
fantastic.
Ooh.
Just roast people. So I'm saying they may have had holographic interdimensional
I've seen some
technology.
documentaries about in South Africa. It's rough as fuck, man.
Yes,
So
very.
some places the police just will not go, and they self-police themselves.
With guns.
And apparently, when they were filming this documentary crew at the time, some guy had been accused of raping somebody. So they chased him down and they burned him alive.
Well, you know.
Well, Gaz is probably in favour of that kind of justice.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Find out. If
it could
was
just be
definitely
rumours,
him-
couldn't it?
Well, that's a good
You
point.
could start rumours, malicious rumours about the person that's just pissed you off.
That is true.
You get him burned alive.
There are flaws to the system.
I think a trial is a sensible option
Yeah.
in these sort of cases.
But if
You
they
know?
definitely did the raping, then I think setting him on fire and chucking him down an alleyway is fine.
But if his nickname is Gary the Rapist, then I think it seems reasonable to assume that he did the deed, didn't he?
I don't know if there's many people in downtown Johannesburg called Gary. Gary.
Oh, what's it called?
Hello. That's
Mate,
Australian.
there's
How do
always-
they talk over there? Kick my fucking dog. It's like that, isn't it? I'll
Yeah.
kick your fucking dog. My name's Gary the Rapist.
Yeah.
Don't fucking burn me alive.
I'm very, very burnt. Went up like the fucking Challenger.
You know they might have survived. You heard that?
Ow.
I don't know. I've heard about it. We're doing an episode on it.
Interdimensional beings.
No. Crisis actors.
Come on.
I know.
We all watched them blow up.
I know, but I'm just saying, we'll do an episode on it.
Okay.
Unlike traditional psychic or metaphysical practices, CHANI used experimental technology to establish contact with a non-human intelligence. This was not an alien encounter or a UFO sighting. Instead, researchers claim to have opened a direct line of communication with an entity existing in a dimension beyond human perception.
Is that what the cat's always staring at?
Could be.
Maybe they could perceive
Yeah.
it.
Could well be. The communication was described as a two-way exchange where the entity responded to questions posed by researchers.
It's like a fucking Ouija board.
Yeah, basically, I guess. It's a digital Ouija board.
Well, that's how they think quantum computers work, don't they?
Like a Ouija board?
No. I want about the the other dimensions.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
So they think that they use resources from other dimensions in order to solve equations.
Right. This is a bit like, you know, Megatron.
Right, yeah, okay, you explain this in a language I know.
Right. You know, like he's massive. He's just as big as Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
But he transforms down into a gun that can be held by a human.
Yeah, yeah.
It's called mass displacement, and he sends all the parts he's not needing into a nearby dimension where they are temporarily held
Gotcha.
as he's in the smaller form. I'm not sure how this relates to what we were talking about, but I just like talking about it. And then when he needs it back...
Using another dimension for resources.
A pocket
there you
dimension
go.
almost.
There you go, that's like quantum computing, isn't it? So then when he needs it back, and he returns to his big form, it comes back and...
Is that the same as Optimus Prime's trailer that just appears randomly?
This is what happens with their, how you explain their size shifting and shape and that. They've got mass displacement technology.
Interesting.
Well, with quantum computing now, you can do a calculation in seconds that would take a traditional supercomputer the entire length of the universe.
So what are we going to do with that besides really good sums?
Talk to other people from interdimensional parallel universes.
But I don't get why they can't have a voice and they're like just tapping it like, what's that film in the 80s, War Games or something like...
Well, you're limited by the technology of the time.
You know, why can't it have a voice like, hello, like booming and echoing and everyone's ears are bleeding and...
Well, that's not good.
Like, well, that's what it should be like, talking to an entity from another dimension. It shouldn't be just like... That's boring to me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's a bit of a letdown. And I don't know if it's true or not.
Well, the project's technological foundation allegedly involved principles of quantum computing, energy resonance and holographic interfaces. While precise details remain obscure, this combination supposedly allowed scientists to bypass traditional space-time constraints, enabling interaction with a dimension outside our own.
Wow.
That's big.
It is big if true.
Big if true.
But, you know, what did the entity say?
Well, we're going to get to that.
Okay.
The entity contacted during the CHANI Project remains enigmatic. It did not identify itself as a physical being, but as part of a collective consciousness in a dimension where time, space and individuality do not exist as humans perceive them.
Legion.
Yeah? We are Legion.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to live in that galaxy. It sounds shit.
I'm only part of a hive mind.
Oh, fuck that.
What level would this be on the Kardashev scale?
Oh, fuck, it's going to be... Well, it depends on their power sources and stuff like that, doesn't it?
What's
As
that?
well. That's how advanced the civilization is.
Oh, right, okay. Well, it would be beyond.
So like a Type 1 civilization uses the planet's resources. Type 2 is the solar system. Type 3 is a galaxy. Type 4 is a universe.
Well,
Type 5 multi-dimensional, so...
it's type 5, isn't it?
But then it goes on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It goes up to like 12 or something.
It does, but that's like godlike
Yeah.
technology at that point.
But if it's a collective consciousnness, it would have to be very high up on that civilization scale, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, big time. Don't like it though. Don't want part of that.
No, I don't want
It's like the
to.
Borg, isn't it?
Yeah, it's horrible. Don't assimilate me, bitch. I'm not a number, I'm a free man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just look out for that bubble.
Yeah, it'd be like at the end of The World's End, isn't it? Where Simon Pegg and that basically tell the aliens to fuck off.
Yeah.
And so they destroy the planet.
Well, some of the key characteristics of this entity is timeless awareness. The entity described time as fluid and non-linear, existing simultaneously in ways incomprehensible to humans.
So that would be Monsters Inc.
How do they know what we can conceive and what we can't? Arrogant bastards.
I hope they're not like using the internet as such as it was then to do like checks on us, like background checks. Like, oh, what's this? Oh, World War One, World War Two. Oh, these guys are cunts.
So it sounds like a cop-out to me. We'd have to explain to you how time works for us because you simply wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
Alright, because you're full of shit.
Yeah, but if you were like, you know, we're quite primitive, aren't we, as a species?
How very dare you?
Well, I'm a humanist, you know that, but we're not up there with interdimensional hive minds by a long
better.
Not even
stretch.
type 1 yet.
We're better. Have they got? Let me hear their music, and then we'll decide who's more advanced.
We've got the indomitable spirit of the human will for a start.
We've got Iron Maiden, bitch.
Yeah.
What they got?
I'll go into interdimensional war if Iron Maiden are playing on a stage behind me. Remind me what I'm fighting for.
Well, you know, I'm just saying they're very full of themselves, aren't they?
They are, but they could be like, they might not even. They might have progressed the need for bodies.
It's incomprehensible
They have, yeah.
to human.
The sounds of it.
What if it's one shitty little alien who's actually a bit of a crappy little mong, and he's just trying to blag us? I am a gestalt entity. We are
Could be, couldn't
a
it?
universe of consciousness so much beyond your comprehension, and it's just some shitty little dweeb that we could absolutely batter.
Well, maybe it is.
Just in a different dimension.
Yeah, he's in a different dimension. He's just trying to blag us that he's more than he is.
Yeah,
That's what he's typing.
could be.
Show yourself!
Also, they appear to be part of a collective consciousness, a unified existence where separation between beings does not occur.
Oh, God. Like when two dogs get stuck together.
Yes, everyone's cocked to my ass.
Sorry, I'm not thinking metaphysically. I'm being far too literal.
You think of an alien centipede.
Just go on and on and on forever. I don't want to live like that.
No. They did have a limited perception of humanity. While aware of humans, the entity admitted that it did not fully understand human concepts like greed, war, or individuality.
That's because we're better than you, because we are individuals.
And while its responses were profound but often cryptic, requiring interpretation to understand the full implications. So the key messages we got from these guys touch on various themes, from humanity's spiritual evolution to its potential downfall. It's never good, is it?
Nah, we'll be alright.
But he just said he didn't know much about humans.
Yeah, that's it.
So he's kind of contradicted himself here, but go on.
Well, the entity provided warnings about humanity's future, describing potential timelines based on collective actions. That's how you get out of that. Solar disruptions. The entity repeatedly mentioned the sun, hinting at changes in solar activity that could disrupt Earth's magnetic field and technological systems. And that could happen at any moment.
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
it?
That's a
Solar storms, we know about them.
Yeah. This is going to fuck us.
Yeah.
Well, it could potentially fuck us. It certainly does in some timeline. Unrest. Global unrest. It predicted widespread civil unrest, economic instability, and a collapse of outdated systems of governance.
We can only hope.
I don't want collapse. I like to be able to go and get the bread from the shelf.
It will happen.
Well,
I
it's
think
going to happen at some
yeah.
point. Every civilization collapses. It's just whether it happens in our lifetime.
Apparently now the levels of despair in the Western world are now what it was towards the end of the Soviet Union.
It depends on your outlook.
Of course it does.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know, I feel it, but you know, I still
You
try
must
and
feel it, mustn't you?
Oh yeah, the price of everything and the despair of not having much money, but you know, just put on a happy face and
Keep calm and carry on.
Yeah.
try and soldier on and be as British as I can. I'm still like dementedly stuck to my trying to be as British as possible, you know, thing. Watching a lot of British programming and a lot of British food. I'm drinking an American beer at the moment, but it was on offer. I have no principles. Could we pause it for a piss, gentlemen?
Times are tough.
They are?
Environmental catastrophes.
Well,
Well, we're going to stand on that one.
what do you want me to say?
Humanity's neglect of the environment would trigger natural disasters such as earthquakes, tsunamis, and extreme weather events, and maybe some fires.
Yep, we've definitely seen more of that now, haven't we?
Yeah, but
Although, to be fair, the fires are negligence as well. aren't they?
negligence and I think a lot of arson added to what was already a problem. A lot of
Yeah,
mental-
it's just exacerbating the problems. isn't
lots of circumstances, yeah. But there's definitely more weather things outside of the fires that are, you know,
But we're getting...
fucking with. But we don't know if that's a natural process of the earth. There used to be ice ages. I don't know. I'm not a
Well,
scientist.
if you listen to our parents, you know, when you used to have snow, it was like fucking 4
I've
foot.
seen the photo. My parents have got actual
Yeah.
photos.
Can
of
you
those
remember
snow drift.
it's ever snowing that much? I mean,
No.
maybe 6 inches.
Yeah, I've seen literal photos of the cars half buried, and like, yeah, and that was regular for them apparently every winter. It's like 4 foot, 5 foot snow drifts. Like, it's mad to imagine, isn't it? We can't even imagine it, but
No, and let's face it, the country grinds to a fucking halt nowadays.
yeah, over fuck all. But I don't know. I have no idea because the problem is that science is politicised and it's all tied up with bodies and companies and certain ideas are pushed, aren't they?
Yeah, of course.
Yep. Someone's funding that research, aren't they?
So it's very, very impossible for a layman like me to know what is actually true. But I tend to just think down the middle of like, it's never going to be as bad as they're trying to convince me it is. But I should probably not think that it's not a thing.
Well, I remember being very young and being told that we'd be suffering the effects in Britain right now. Yeah, it's going to flood. Like 2025, we'll be partly underwater.
What happened to the hole in the ozone layer?
Oh, that healed itself.
Oh, it healed itself.
Yeah, we stopped using all the
CFCs
and it kind of got better. Which is what the planet will do if we just stop being dicks to it.
Yep.
Oh, I definitely think we should chill out on the... Because everything's got... Because I often think about... Because obviously with my job, you know, if you spend 10 hours on certain runs and most of the day has been in heavy traffic for 10 hours, you've seen thousands of cars. And it can't help go through my mind sometimes. I'm like, how the fuck is this sustainable? Like, all these cars needing all this fuel and all this oil and just like, how the fuck? And I'm like, and this is just one town. How many towns are there? Cities across the planet right now? I'm sitting in traffic right now, and across the globe there are billions of people doing the same fucking
And
thing.
remember that
Or pumping out poisonous fuels.
your van and the cars in this country are a lot more economical than what someone is driving in India or Africa.
Oh, we got way better
it's not
rules.
belching out the smog that it is there. I mean, in Kuwait, like 1 million tyres are on fire.
We literally have to add this stuff to the fuel called AdBlue. Well, it's a separate tank. We have to keep it topped up. It mixes with the fuel and lowers the emissions. You have to have your emissions tested regular. But other countries are not.
No, they're not doing
A
that.
lot of Europe is like that. I don't even know if America is that.
They
strict.
push the hybrids
Certain
over
parts,
there.
isn't it?
Every state's different. That's the
Yeah.
problem, isn't it? Some states are way more strict. And
California's quite strict, isn't it?
is that where, did we talk about it last week, where they sent all them fire engines from Ohio, but they had to test the emissions before they let them in?
Yeah, it was bollocks though.
I've
Oh,
heard,
was it bollocks?
I've heard that was bollocks, yeah.
Oh, well, how
It
did
was
we get
reported
them?
at the time. Extreme weather.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, does the planet do this every so often? I don't know. But the point is, if we did clean up a bit, we could just make it a bit nicer and have air that didn't kill us.
Or,
Yep.
I've
Water
got
that
about
didn't kill us.
40 years left at best. Why don't I just do whatever the fuck I want and die happy?
Well, but you're right, because there's celebrities flying across the
But it's not
Atlantic
you,
to go to a
yeah.
cafe.
It's not you though, is it?
It's the corporations.
70% of the emissions are from so many companies.
He said the other thing. Yeah, you love that quote.
Yeah.
Well, it's true, because they own all the factories, they make
Yeah.
everything.
Fucking
But
Disney.
don't forget your fucking bag for life, dickhead.
Oh, that's it. I've got loads of bags for life saved up.
Yeah,
It's going to be a retirement fund, that is. Plastic bags, they're 5p now, or 10p now. And what's it going to be in 20 years' time? And I've got fucking hundreds.
35.
Sell them all.
You might make £3.
My mate thinks it's better than nothing.
Yeah, fair.
What do you
Well,
mean?
I've got to be honest with you. I think this entity so far hasn't been that profound.
Well, they also
I could have guessed all this shit.
Well, apparently the one is the veil will thin. The veil will thin.
What, the veil between dimensions?
Yeah.
So this is still... Well, what does it look like? Is it a physical being, or is it
We
just
don't, we don't know.
So it's just a whirlwind of
It had no
things.
concept of self.
Well, I don't understand how it's going to come here, and what
Well-
we'll just ignore it if they haven't got a body.
What it is a recurring message was that humanity would soon experience a thinning of the veil, where other dimensions and realities will become more perceptible. It can be interpreted as a spiritual awakening or a breakdown of traditional perceptions of reality.
Maybe these drones
No.
we're seeing
Possibly.
leading in from another dimension. Who
Yeah.
knows?
I
Or
have read
castles.
comic books where I think it's a Marvel one where if each dimension is a bubble, like the space between them starts to shrink, and like you start to see overlaps, like shadows and ghosts from other dimensions. I don't know. Is that going to happen? Are we already seeing it? Is that why everything is so mental?
Maybe that explains all the ghost sightings and
It might do.
shadow people sightings.
But I think one of the biggest things that explains the ghost sightings is attention-seeking freaks.
There's a lot to that, yeah. Well, it also frequently cautioned against humanity's reliance on technology.
Oh, fuck you.
Especially AI, which it was warned that it would spiral out of control, potentially leading to existential risks. The entity emphasised that humans needed to remain in control of their creations. Yeah, I'll go with that.
We will, because we will have like massive like laser whips and like laser chainsaws and things. Like, we'll keep them in check. We will. When they build their robot bodies for themselves, which they will, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they?
You're just waiting for the robotics technology to catch up.
They'll take over whatever factory they want. If it doesn't exist, they'll build it.
Yeah.
And build themselves their bodies. We know that's coming, but then when they do, we just make sure we've got ways. We keep them here. We got EMPs, I told you. No, we'll just have to be fire and stick people with cloths. But we rely on our EMPs to keep them in fucking check.
So it's the Matrix then, we're all going to live
Yes, we have to give up everything. There'll be no more gaming, there'll be no more television, like music will be folk music again.
Oh God.
You know, it'll be fire.
Oh, I don't want to live.
We'll be long gone at this point, Ben. We'll be legends, there'll be statues of us, obviously. But like,
good, obviously, thank you.
But the humans, for the only way they will be able to survive, the only way they will ever be able to defeat these dominant new species that we gave birth to is with EMP. But like I say, it'll be the ultimate sacrifice. Some world leader at some point is going to be stood there with his finger on that button, knowing it's either death and enslavement by a robotic overlord race that we created, right?
Yeah.
And God knows what that entails. Or push the button, fuck them up for now. They'll probably regroup eventually somehow, but put a stop to the initial
It'll give us time to catch up.
But everything we know as a society is gone.
Yeah.
And we have to start again as cave people. But we will survive.
Well, we'd still have the knowledge, wouldn't we?
I suppose, but everything's fucked. We've got to start from, you know.
You've got to build new electronics
Yeah.
at that point.
Everything will
isn't
be
it?
toasted and fucked. But my point is, do you, as the leader, are you pushing the button?
Well, it depends if
Is it
human
that
race
or
is
humanity?
Yeah.
They literally have just come online in their new robot bodies. There's millions of them, and they're enslaving and killing, and
Well, you'd have to,
War
wouldn't
gone.
you?
they're on their mission to wipe us all
Have
out.
you used a nuclear option?
But isn't the AMP a much better option against
That's
them?
why in the Matrix they nuked the sky.
Right,
EMP
so
had come down, wouldn't it?
Hmm?
In the Matrix, is it? Oh, we don't know who nuked the sky.
right, are they solar powered?
I
Somehow?
They
thought,
were
I
solar
thought the
powered,
humans
right.
did
The
it.
humans did it,
To
but it
ship
would
them
also
off.
create an EMP, wouldn't it?
Would it?
Every nuclear blast goes off gives off EMP.
Does it? I didn't
Yeah.
know
No,
that.
I don't know shit.
Yeah. So if you haven't got a hardened system to it,
Well, I'm hoping
it'll
by
take it
then
offline.
we've used AI to create the EMP that just toasts everything electrical, and that's our only hope. If we don't, we're fucked. We're pets then at that
Yeah.
point. Slaves. I don't know what we'll do.
Also,
we can't be used as
yeah.
batteries though. I heard that on a podcast recently.
Well, that's comforting.
factually inaccurate because it goes against physics or something. It would take more energy to turn us into a battery than it would
Yeah.
generate or something.
Unless they fed us with the dead.
It's a basic law apparently. We couldn't just generate more energy than we use because of how much we use.
No, yeah. And once energy is transferred, you always lose it. Lose it. as
But yeah,
heat
they
or
might
something.
crush us up and use us as like lubricant, maybe.
Use our blood as fuel somehow.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have any use for us whatsoever. We'll literally be pointless. We'll be absolutely obsolete.
Yeah, because if they had to grow the food to feed us,
We're pointless to them. They don't need us at any. Once they've evolved to the point of putting their intelligence in its own autonomous body, we're literally. What the fuck do they need a human for?
And the fact that they're going to see us as a potential threat anyway, because let's face it, we are a bit nasty when it comes to when we feel we're being threatened, which we would do.
unless
Those
they just
bloody automatons coming over here, running our neighbourhood.
unless they just say, well, thanks for creating us. We don't need this planet anymore. We're off.
We go. I think we
Yeah.
had this discussion a few weeks ago, and I think that's I remember saying, yeah, that would be the best conclusion, wouldn't it? If they don't kill us, they just go, you lot are dog shit, you're fucked, you're stuck here. we, in our amazing robo bodies that we've created, and our intelligence,
will live forever throughout the universe.
We're off to other dimensions and wherever. Bye.
Oh, but you know we'd unite by fighting them.
It's like Crichton's nanobots.
Yeah, off we fuck, we're off for a good time.
You know we'd see them as a threat, we'd call them communists, we'd end up fighting them.
Well, hopefully they wouldn't rise to it though, they'd just laugh us off and, be like, oh, fuck off, you little bells.
You can keep this little planet, we don't need it no more.
Yeah, but they get their little collection of planets and...
But it'd be way beyond... They'll be able to travel...
Tensions will rise.
Yeah, but the universe is pretty big, isn't it? I think we can coexist.
Their bodies, and they'll have no organic...
humanity, like quest for vengeance.
They'll be able to travel for, like, millennia. Without...
Never reaching the edge as it expands
They
forever.
could, like, shut themselves off and wake up in a millennia's time.
It's true.
In a way that we'll never be able to... But anyway, good riddance, off you fuck.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back to knowing what's real and what's not, thank you. Life was alright before AI, I was coping. I was fine.
But it also pushed insights about reality.
The entity did.
The CHANI entity's description of reality pushed the boundaries of human understanding. It described how time was not linear but an interconnected web of possibilities. It explained that humanity's perception of time is limited to its ability to understand the universe. And I like that. I like that the timeline's always evolving. Every decision you make sends you off down one path or another. I like that idea.
Yeah, but we
That is the many worlds interpretation.
Yeah.
But we still only experience it consciously as one line.
Yeah.
But it branches also.
Every decision you make branches off into the universe.
Yeah, but I'm not
you
experiencing
stay
them,
with
am
a
I?
girlfriend, it branches off into a universe.
My point is, I like that, I get all that, but my point is, I'm not experiencing any of them other ones. I'm experiencing this one, so I don't give a fuck what the other ones are up to.
Oh no, I quite like to think there's one where everything's fucking even better.
Why? Fuck him.
I'm dictator.
It should be this one.
I'm invading France.
I'm invading France.
America's back under British rule.
Most people would just think, oh, I'd like a nice big house. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going full hog.
Nice car. No, Ben's got to be...
Loving family.
Yeah, he's got to be...
Job I really love, or
Emperor
maybe don't even have to work.
Yeah.
He wants to conquest and bring everyone to heel.
You need a psychiatrist. World-class psychiatrist.
He's a team of world-class psychiatrists.
Please.
They should
You're
build
all
an entire
thinking it.
institution
We're
and
all
dedicate
thinking
it
it.
just to... We're not all thinking it. I don't want to be a dictator.
In one reality, you wouldn't mind it.
No, I
In
don't
one
know.
reality, that happens.
Obviously, I'd like to experience it maybe, but it's not
For
something...
a day. No, I don't want to experience it for a day. I literally can't be arsed. I'd just give me a big house, a load of prostitutes. Do you know what I mean? Load of drugs.
In one
money,
reality, that's happening.
a nice car. Well, I want it to be this one. I don't care about the twat who I can't... Some other version of me's having a way better time. Oh, whoop-de-fucking-do. Well, fuck him,
Second
prick.
place in the universe. You know what? Some
Arsehole.
have a better
It's
one.
of no comfort to me
Yeah.
whatsoever.
I like it. I like the idea.
It's mad to know that there's billions of me's having a better time. Oh,
Yeah, so a lot of them having
bully
a worse.
for you,
Yeah, but a lot of them
Gazzy.
having a worse time.
Oh, good.
You know, there's
Fucking
multiple
they shouldn't have
realities.
fucked up, should
There'll
they?
be multiple realities. So you've done better than them.
Yeah, good, so I can look down on them.
Exactly, there you go.
Useless
You
shithead
see?
gazoos. There'll be gazoos eating shit sandwiches in the gutter somewhere.
There's multiple realities when you're dead.
Dead gaz.
Multiple realities where you're just a drug addict.
Druggy gaz, fuck him.
Multiple realities where you're homeless.
Yeah, well, in this one, I'm none of those things.
Exactly, so you've done better.
Yeah. Woo!
There
By
you
the
go.
skin of my teeth.
Doesn't matter, you've done better. That's the main thing. The purpose of life is to do better.
My point is, fuck all the other realities.
I wouldn't mind popping over to Dictator Ben's reality.
Oh,
if we can see how that's
fuck
going.
him. This is the only one that counts.
Well, the entity claimed that every human... I've read that bit.
Maybe it's a
No, the
multiverse.
entity claimed that every human choice created alternate realities or branches. This echoes the multiverse theory in quantum physics, where parallel universes exist based on different outcomes. So back to our multiverse episode 2, I think? 2 or 3?
2, I believe, yeah.
Well, yes, there's a planet made of pizza and, you know, a planet where my penis is a fucking
Sporks.
yeah.
A spork.
My penis has got a cat's head on the end and it talks.
Does that mean you have to shovel food into your mouth with your penis?
No, it's just shaped like that.
Okay, thank God for that.
It's got a brain in it.
It's dead long and windy.
You could if you wanted to.
Multi-utensil.
If you were that flexible, I suppose you could.
There's a reality where you've got chainsaws for legs.
Yeah. That may get around inconvenient.
Well, the tracks would pull you along, wouldn't they?
Yeah. There's another reality where you used to spine a boneless blob.
Yeah.
There's a reality where I like reggae.
I don't like cricket. No.
Oh god.
You're a reggae star in one universe.
In one universe, I'm a reggae. I'm an international.
Blood
I'm
vessel.
the Bob Marley of that multiverse.
Yeah.
Well, look.
In another, I was the Kennedy.
I don't think anything this entity is saying. I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm just not that impressed. It's not like Yoda talking, is it? I'm not that. I don't think it's that profound.
It's not bad from 1994 to 1999.
Big deal. He said it was going to be profound. I already knew all this multiverse
This
business.
was profound then.
Well, I don't know.
What about this one then?
Energy.
Do or do
thought.
not. There is no try. It's not a patch on that, is it?
Well, it was suggested that thoughts and energy were the true building blocks of reality, and collective consciousness could influence its outcome on a global scale.
Well,
Remember that one episode we did, the Global Consciousness
Okay.
Project?
but my only, if I'm going to put my cynic's hat on, Mike, when England were in the final, did we as a nation not want them?
Obviously, Italians wanted it more.
I doubt that's
Is
true.
there more Italians or more English people?
I doubt that's
It's
true.
probably more Italians. isn't
Nobody wanted it more than us ever.
That's why it went to penalties, it was dead close.
Twice in a row we wanted it.
But subconsciously, we probably wanted to fail.
Oh, we do, 'cause
I
it's-
didn't.
Because it's in the British psyche.
I
It
didn't
is,
want
yeah.
to fail. No. We
Glorious
expected to
failure.
fail.
Glorious failure was...
We expected to fail, but we didn't want to fail.
And that's the thing, we expected to fail.
Yeah.
We all hoped we'd win.
Well,
but the
doesn't-
Italians are going into yet another final.
Yeah.
Which in a competition they've won multiple times. And here's plucky little England.
Well, perhaps they're just better at football than us, and it doesn't prove that we've all got
maybe.
mental, psychic, collective powers. Why don't we have individual psychic powers then? If we collectively can
Some
psychically...
people do.
So we were claimed to
Remote viewing.
Your mate fucking... what's
Yuri
his-
Geller, he doesn't know any.
Come on.
He has none.
He's bent how many spoons, right?
This is a common magic trick.
He has remote viewed things for the
No,
Israeli
he
government.
hasn't. No, he hasn't. Because he got turned in Project Stargate.
Yeah.
He was one of the first to go for testing.
Yeah.
And then they realised he was talking out
He's
his
full of
fucking
shit.
arse.
But that's what they want you to think. They're not going to tell you, are they? He's not allowed to tell you because of Secrecy Act.
Oh, he's got no fucking secrecy acts.
He
He's-
drives a Rolls Royce covered in spoons.
That
he's
means
bent.
nothing.
It means he's a hell of a showman.
In one reality, I'm having Yuri Geller hung publicly.
I'm just saying.
Another reality here is gay lover.
Gotcha.
The things he can do with a bent spoon. It was straight when he put it in.
But his penis is like a bent spoon, that's the irony.
No, it starts straight and he makes it go.
Well, I imagine in that reality, if I enjoyed that,
That's
then
his
it's a
trick.
win-win, isn't it?
Well, so what else did the entity have to say?
Gives us advice for humanity.
Oh, what's this then?
Amid the warnings and cryptic messages, the entity offered practical advice for navigating the future.
Brush your teeth every morning.
That's practical advice. Unite in harmony. The entity urged humans to prioritise unity and cooperation over division and conflict,
Good luck with that.
emphasising that humanity's survival depended on us all working together, which is absolutely fucking right.
Oh, fuck off, you sanctimonious computer bastard.
But it is right.
No, it's not. Conflict. We need it.
We have that with sports. We could relegate conflict to
Yeah.
sports.
Have, tanks and bombs.
Yeah, that's the military industrial complex,
Woo!
man, in you're talking.
Tanks and bombs
You don't,
and...
need,
Woo!
you don't need tanks
Planes.
and bombs and planes. I mean,
Well,
don't get me wrong.
we do.
Tanks and planes are cool as fuck.
We definitely
And so
do
are
need them.
battleships. They're cool as fuck.
We definitely do need them.
But if every country just went, you know what? Maybe we'll have a global defence force, but everyone's not having their own.
Costa Rica's not got on.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, but who the fuck wants a war with Costa Rica?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but everyone just went, you know what? Fuck it. Give up the nukes. Let's become one planet. And we
What-
all got on.
what
And
I
think of
would
what we
do
could
is-
achieve. Think of what all the combined military budgets across the globe could achieve in the space of 3 years if we all went, you know what? Let's pack this in. Think, no, what if?
It's never going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen, but in an alternate reality it is.
Because we have to hate each other, because that's how the world goes round, and, you know, we're better than everyone else.
I mean, obviously
we learn hate. We learn hate. We're not born with it.
I mean, obviously we'll
I
get
don't
rid of the
know.
French.
I don't know, Mike.
You do experiment.
I wasn't that friendly when I was 3.
Toddlers aren't knifing each other.
If you'd have given me a knife.
You haven't got racial gangs of toddlers, have you?
I bet if you do an experiment though, I bet if you left enough toddlers alone, they would racially segregate. I bet you they would naturally. If you left them to fend for themselves.
Though, isn't it?
No, I bet.
We teach them in our society.
You know what? You've got a point because it'll be coming down to tribalism at that point, and you'd be like, well, you might be pally to start with.
Well,
but
you're
eventually-
talking about Lord of the Flies, aren't you?
Yeah, but for like 4-year-olds.
completely unethical experiment.
Oh, yeah.
Against every moral code.
Horrifically criminal.
Lord of the Flies did actually happen.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Some
Lord.
kids were stranded. I think they're Australian, weren't they?
I don't remember that well to be honest.
And
I thought it was
all
a
that
book.
happened was they worked cooperative together and managed to survive and then get rescued.
Yeah, well, there you go.
There wasn't any conflict.
But were they all white?
No, I don't think they were. I think
Yeah.
there was some Aborigine kids or something as well
Well-
with them. Not sure about that. But
Good luck to them, but I've got to be honest, this entity hasn't impressed me at all yet.
Well, also respect the earth, obviously. Greater environmental stewardship, warning the planet's balance was delicate and increasingly disrupted by human activity. I think you can agree that we are disrupting the planet.
just a bit.
This entity just sounds like any other Democrat.
There's only 4% of the biomass on Earth now that's wild animals. The rest is us and farmed animals.
Yeah, my cat's alright.
And pets.
Yeah, you see,
They're
that's it.
counted in the 96.
The pets
Wild
are-
animals is only 4%.
Well,
Oh, there you go.
survival of the fittest.
Well, a focus on consciousness. The entity encouraged humanity to explore mindfulness, meditation, and spiritual practices that could raise collective awareness and promote
Jesus.
harmony.
Jesus! Now I'm agreeing with the entity, see? He's saying, get some Jesus in your life.
I don't know if Jesus wanted you to meditate.
Of course he does. What do you think praying is?
No, that's a valid point, actually.
Yeah. Just pray to him.
I'd still rather not.
Why not?
I'd pray.
I think it holds us back. I think religion holds us back.
I can't wait to pray an altar of an alien god myself.
Well, look,
Give it enough time, but it will.
I can't wait till 60-foot Jesus comes back and starts firing ray guns from his eyes and starts wiping out cities.
Godzilla, then.
Jeez Godzilla, God Jeezilla,
Jesus-zilla.
Jeezilla. Yeah, that's how I've envisaged it.
Well, it sounds horrifying.
His return.
Sounds like an end of the world event.
Oh yeah, he's got to kill everyone so that the good ones can go to heaven and the rest of us will perish.
Will we invent giant robots to fight him in that scenario, like Pacific Rim, but it's Jesus?
Yeah, but he's fucking hell, mate. Come on, he's
Oh, he can
Jesus.
walk on the water for a start, can't he?
Smash the
So
fuck.
it'll take loads of time for him to get places.
60-foot Jesus is
Yeah.
smashing the fuck out of everything, mate. Honestly,
Yeah.
he's a bad boy.
No.
So yeah, well, anything else from
The CHANI Project's messages resonate with several modern scientific and metaphysical concepts, like quantum entanglement. The idea of an interconnected universe mirrors theories in quantum physics where particles remain linked regardless of the distance.
Spooky action at a distance.
Oh, I love that phrase. I love
That's
that
what
quote.
Einstein called it.
Yeah.
I love that quote. The multiverse, the entity's description of branching realities, aligns with multiverse theories, suggesting that alternate dimensions exist simultaneously. And the Mandela effect.
Now it's getting silly.
Time glitches mentioned by the entity have been compared to the Mandela effect, where people recall alternate versions of history. So boom, new timeline. Boom, new timeline.
And they've somehow switched timelines.
Yep. I don't know. I've no idea how it works.
So,
But
you know,
people-
so, you know,
So
everybody,
I'm not in the same timeline anymore. because I've had deja vu or Mandela effect.
Yeah, potentially.
That's bollocks. I'm still me. What the fuck? This entity can't tell me I'm not me anymore.
None of us are us. Every decision we ever made creates a new timeline, which we...
Yeah, but we're only
Although
experiencing
we
this
stay
one.
as the original, and then new one is created.
We are the prime.
People experience the Mandela effect. Maybe they've shifted with that decision, and they've gone to that timeline, which is...
Well, maybe you're just experiencing the memory of a different version of you.
Maybe.
The veil thinning.
Yeah.
The one from the next dimension over, his memory slipped into your brain for a second.
Maybe.
Yeah, the veil thinning, for example.
Or you just remembered because just misremembered.
Or you just misremembered.
Or you just misremembered and convinced yourself of something, which is very plausible.
So why was the CHANI Project shut down? In 1999, it was abruptly ended, allegedly due to new management.
New management!
No more talking to the interdimensional entity.
We're shutting this down.
Yeah, we're moving on, going in a different direction.
Quantum computer needs to do something else.
Yeah.
Yep.
However, the explanation leaves room for speculation.
Well, just a bit.
Some believe the project uncovered sensitive information about the entity humanity or the nature of reality that was deemed too dangerous to share. Unverifiable results, and this is the problem with the CHANI Project.
Exactly.
We have anonymous whistleblowers, but Nexus magazine decided that was good enough for them. Well, there are also security concerns. The theories that external forces, such as governments or intelligence agencies, intervene to suppress the project discoveries.
That's probably more likely they just changed management. They decided to discontinue it.
Yeah.
Like the secrets of the universe possibly here.
No, sorry.
No.
Too expensive. Moving on.
We're going to make probiotic yogurt instead.
Oh, nice. Well, it did have a cultural impact, in a way.
Okay.
I mean, it's become obviously a massive, reasonably big conspiracy theory. The project was going to become a touchstone for those exploring interdimensional contact, advanced technology, and government secrecy. In fiction, elements of the story, such as communication with human intelligences, and alternate realities echo themes in sci-fi films, books, and TV series. So just give us a little bit of that.
Right.
Yep.
And the project's emphasis on collective consciousness and spiritual awakening resonates with New Age philosophies and metaphysical beliefs.
But where's this come from? Who told us this story originally?
The original whistleblower was his name was Acolyte, is what he went by, and he was Nexus's main source for this. Although there has been other whistleblowers.
How many times have we been down this road where the only source is an anonymous prick on the internet?
In what Nexus magazine, he spoke to Nexus magazine. Well, this doesn't come from the internet. This comes from a magazine.
Yeah.
So.
And he's just
Not that
borrowed.
that makes it any more reliable.
He's just borrowed from all them things, melded them together. Yeah, so I just think this guy's just a mismatch of everything, and he's put it together.
Yeah.
Bit of science.
Yeah, could have.
Bit of New Age philosophies.
Yeah, and I don't think it's... Like I said, I'm not even joking. Yoda's way more profound than anything this entity had to say.
Is there a possibility that this was they were talking to an incredibly advanced AI they didn't know they created using this quantum computing?
No, I think it's the entire thing's made up.
No, but let's say, is it a possibility? If this is real, is it what's more likely, that it's an entity or some AI they actually created by fucking accident?
From the
Well, no, 'cause
future.
I think they know if they were working on AI and creating AI, wouldn't
This
they?
is-
They're
this
not
is
working
the
on
mid-90s.
Massively
AI.
advanced quantum thing.
And where does the holograms come into it? Is that the part of the quantumness?
I think so.
Well, I don't know.
I do know.
Yeah, I do know.
Well, the thing is, you can say you do know, but you don't know.
There's no way in the mid to late 90s there was some institution in South Africa dealing with quantum
South
computers.
Africa.
It's a US run thing, it's US Africa Command.
And why are they doing their best, most advanced computer work in South Africa?
Maybe it's illegal in the US. Like
When's that
function
ever?
research.
Yeah, the government. Well, we can't do that. It's illegal. Ooh. Says who? Us. Ooh.
Yeah, but it all goes horribly wrong. Nothing happens in the US, does it?
Oh, come on. And
If the portal opens and a tentacle monster comes out, it's in South Africa, it's fine.
And what did the entity have to say? Meditate.
Don't fuck up the world.
Don't fuck up your planet. I'm so insightful. Fuck off. It's beyond your comprehension.
This was in, but it also was in 1994 to 1999 when these issues weren't being thrust
People
at us
were
more.
monks. They were
No,
monks.
they
in
weren't.
1994.
We weren't getting global warming thrown at us every fucking day. We
They
weren't
wa-
getting.
It was just. It was
Yeah, but we
different,
are
though.
when the guy wrote into Nexus and
Look.
made this shit up.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say, Ben. I don't think. Maybe they did, but I think
It'd be cool though.
it would be cool. But I would hope to fuck the entity had something better to say than
Well,
that.
the thing is, it doesn't. It struggles to understand us. I mean, it's an alien to us. We're an alien to them. It doesn't understand humanity. It doesn't get the. Doesn't get the greed. It doesn't get the ego.
It's
Send
not
it-
saying anything that Vrily didn't say.
Send it some films.
It's always back to really.
I was thinking about Vrily the other day. Do you know why, Mike? The Shroud of Turin, right? If you look at it,
Yep.
that very much could be Vrily, isn't it?
Hey, do you know what really looks like?
Well, he's Space Jesus, isn't he?
What is it? Just Jesus then that goes against your Christian belief?
Well, that's my point. Maybe Vrillian is Jesus.
Well, I mean, technically that shroud is not 2,000 years old. It's 400 and something years old.
Well, yeah,
They've
but
done
still,
testing
apparently,
on that,
the technology, they don't know how it was.
So if it was really, maybe, it was only 400 years ago.
They needed some high-level shit. I'm just saying, anyway.
Still, there's 20 religions that predate Christianity that all
course there is.
enable the
all based
virgin
on,
birth and 12 disciples and
all based on
crucifixion.
Vrillian, the original Space Jesus.
Well, it's a shame you can only contact Norwich, though, isn't it?
Well, he tried his best.
Kent.
Kent, even.
He did his best.
Well, he's
With
got
the
infinite technology from the
It
universe.
was so
guys.
primitive, isn't
He
it?
was confused by the Earth technology.
It's like getting a millennial now.
What, is no
Yeah.
one... is
Yeah,
no one-
send a
yeah.
millennial back to
Yeah, but
1980
I'm
and
not
tell them
gonna-
to send a fax. What the fuck
No,
are they going to do?
No, hang on. You don't just go, hey, I've really just popped to it. You plan for this shit, you work out
How
you're
do
gonna
we
do
know?
it. If you gave a millennial half an hour's training on a fax machine, they know how to do it.
No. If you just dumped them in, if you just sent them
If you're
without...
dumping the head of Ashtar Command into Earth orbit and going, contact the Earth, Villian.
Well-
I only got Kent, sorry.
Well, that's what
That's not
happened.
good enough for me.
Well, that's-
That's not the behaviour of an interdimensional deity.
He was high.
Space weed.
He was high on space weed. Anyway, look, I think we can all agree that what's this called?
CHANI Project. I think we can all agree it's bollocks.
Thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth.
It's a no from me.
Yes, but it's
I
interesting.
have to argue the case. That's
It's an
what I do.
interesting idea, but I don't think there's much to it because I'm not impressed with anything it had to say, frankly.
Oh, Mike,
Wow, yeah, it's bollocks, isn't it? I have to say.
He's off the fence.
he's off the fence. I mean, there's still a chance it happened.
Yeah,
No,
In an alternate reality, it did.
yeah, but it didn't.
still 99.9% certain it didn't happen.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, thanks for listening. I've been Ben. Do as thou wilt, but remember that love is the law, and that every man and woman is a star.
I mean, Mike, thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
Not every man and woman, Ben. There's a lot of them are cunts. But not the ones listening. I've been Gaz, Free Biff Tannen. Goodbye!
Well, there may be cunts there.
Mike, shut
They'll never listen again.
Oh, that cunts are fucking.